Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Happy Thanksgiving. I know it's not time for gifts just yet, but the weather is going to be giving some very cold air starting today, but increasing over the weekend.
And National Guard members shot. A suspect is in custody after authorities say they were ambushed. What we know about their conditions this morning. And cooking for a cause. We have a look at the Durham Rescue Mission in previous years as they cook up turkeys for people in need this Thanksgiving. How the organization is planning for a big crowd today. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'm Michelle McConaughey, and Elizabeth just said our weather is going to be giving some cold air. Elizabeth, it's pretty chilly out there this morning.
It's definitely a lot colder than it was this time yesterday, but we are headed into the 20s in the next couple of days, not this morning. It looks beautiful in Goldsboro, doesn't it? All the trees all covered in lights. It looks so pretty. 46 degrees is our current temperature. Our wind is now coming out of the northwest, and so that is going to deliver that chilly air. It's on the lighter side right now, but it is likely to be breezy as we head through the afternoon. You can see the darker blue shaded areas over here to the left side of your screen. That's the colder air, and that's starting to push in now behind the front that came through yesterday. 41 in Roxborough, 46 in Southern Pines, 49 in Goldsboro and in Rocky Mount. We take a look at our temperature difference, anywhere from about 15 to 20 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday, and that is going to be our trend going forward. If you're headed out to a turkey trot this morning, by 8 o'clock, temperatures could drop on down into the upper 30s, and by 10 or 11, we're back into the mid 40s. So it's definitely going to be a chilly day for us today. Taking a look at your Thanksgiving Day planner, our high temperature climbs to low 50s. I'll show you when our temperatures will drop into the 20s overnight.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. And we are staying on top of breaking news. 2 National Guard members are in critical condition this morning after being attacked in Washington, D.C. The male and female members were shot near the White House yesterday afternoon. The suspect, 29-year-old Afghan national, was also shot and is in custody. D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser says the shooting appears to have been a targeted attack. The FBI plans to investigate this as a possible act of terrorism. Overnight, President Trump ordered 500 more National Guard members to the capital city. We are also learning that the suspect who was brought to the U.S. in 2021 was granted asylum this year. President Trump said he condemned the attack last night in Florida, calling the shooting an attack against the nation.
They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. We will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice.
State Attorney General Jeff Jackson posted a statement to X saying the shooting was a heinous and cowardly assault on those who protect our country. North Carolina stands firmly with them, their families, and every member of the Guard community. We are praying for their recovery. And as we continue to follow this developing story out of our nation's capital, download the WRAL News app. That way you can be the first to know about any new information that we learn. Also, be sure to turn on those push notifications. We'll follow this story throughout the day right here on WRAL. Look for coverage from our evening team starting at 4. Today, Durham Rescue Mission will provide Thanksgiving meals to thousands across the Triangle. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live there now. Kelsey, people are hard at work this morning getting all those meals ready.
Yes, Michelle, preparations are already underway for the Durham Rescue Mission's annual Thanksgiving dinner. We'll go ahead and give you a live look now at those turkeys. Can you see it there on the smoker? We know that more than 600 people are volunteering for this event today. We'll show you some video from last year to give you a look at what folks should be preparing for this year. Meals will be available for those in need starting at noon today. The Thanksgiving meal will have all the fixings: turkey, corn, green beans, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, and rolls. Meals on Wheels is also prepping food for delivery. Everyone who comes to this event will receive grocery bags and free clothing. They will also get a $50 voucher card for the Durham Rescue Mission thrift stores. So doors will open for the Thanksgiving meal event here at the Durham Rescue Mission on Main Street this morning at 11 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Also happening later this morning, the 9th annual Trophy Trot. WRAL is a proud media partner for this event. The 5K race runs through Dix Park. The race starts at 9 a.m. at Healing Transitions of Raleigh on Good Street. You can still register if you'd like to run or walk. Just search Trophy Trot on our website, WRAL.com. All proceeds go towards supporting people seeking addiction recovery support services. And Raleigh's Helping Hand mission is helping families in need today as well. They'll be serving Thanksgiving dinner this afternoon. The meal will be turkey, homemade potato salad, collard greens, stuffing, and more. Anyone is welcome. The meal starts at 11:30 at 501 New Bern Avenue. And restaurant reservations for Thanksgiving are up 13% over year, according to the booking platform Open Table. This comes at a time when the cost of groceries is climbing. However, it's not likely a Thanksgiving meal will cost any less at a restaurant than cooking at home. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports restaurant prices are rising faster than grocery prices and overall inflation. Well, some passengers visiting family or friends want to take food with them on their flights. But what's your Thanksgiving feast and that you actually travel with? According to the TSA, you can take baked goods, meats, either frozen, cooked, or uncooked as carry-on items. Fresh fruits and vegetables, candy and spices, they're also okay. But gravy, alcohol, and anything in a glass container will have to be checked. And a quick reminder, if you planned on taking the bus to your holiday festivities today, Go Raleigh buses are not running. Services will return tomorrow. Buses in Durham will be running on a Sunday level schedule. Officials also want to remind you to expect heavier traffic around the Raleigh Union Station today and also into the weekend. And we're following some breaking news right now. Firefighters investigating what led to a house catching fire in Durham. Durham Fire says they got called around 2:15 this morning to a home along Maplewood Drive. That's near East Club Boulevard and I-85. When they got there, they saw flames coming from the back of this home. After investigating, they found a car on fire behind the home that had caught the back of the house on fire. The fire was out within 15 minutes. Luckily, nobody was injured. The Red Cross is helping the homeowner find a place to stay. This morning, one person is in custody after a shooting in Fayetteville. It happened on Bragg Boulevard just after 6 last night. Officers say the suspect and victim knew each other and were involved in a fight when the shooting happened. The victim was rushed to the hospital where he died. This is still an active investigation. No names have been released. And we're getting new insight into the strategies that could be at play in the criminal and civil cases against the Hedingham shooting suspect. On Tuesday, the families of the victims accused Austin Thompson's lawyers of withholding critical information about his mental health before trial. They say his defense team applied a blanket Fifth Amendment response to all of their questions. A lawyer who is not involved in the case told us why they may have taken that route.
One of the concerns is, and why they're pleading the Fifth, is, he has a constitutional right to plead the Fifth Amendment to remain silent when it comes to the criminal case. You don't have that in the civil. In civil, it can be used against you.
Court filings show Thompson's lawyers plan to blame his mental health and drug abuse as his defense. He is accused of killing 5 people in 2022 in Raleigh's Hedingham neighborhood. He faces 5 counts of murder. The Carolina Hurricanes are looking to get back into the win column after a tough loss to the New York Rangers during last night's Hockey for the Holidays on WRAL. The Canes went scoreless into the first period, but they were able to get their offense started with power play goal here in the second by Shane Gostabeer to tie it 1-1. They were able to score one more goal, but the Rangers were able to find the back of the net more. They ended up winning that game 4-2. The Canes will host the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow night at Lenovo Center. Puck drop is at 5 p.m. Well, the Powerball jackpot is growing again. It is now $719 million after last night's drawing. That's a cash value of more than $333 million. Winning numbers on your screen: 7, 8, 15, 19, 28. The Powerball is 3 and the Power Play multiplier is also 3. The next drawing will be held Saturday night just before our 11 o'clock news right here on WRAL. Well, time now is 4:39. We have a recall alert to tell you about Walmart pulling a camping stove off the shelf that has already injured more than a dozen people. The risks this product poses for people. And tuning in, a special viewer for this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Plus, we have your holiday forecast. Here's a live look over Cary on this Thanksgiving morning. A big cool down for the holiday. Meteorologist Elizabeth Garner explains just how cold it's expected to get.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43. Temperatures are in the 40s, 46 in Durham, 46 Raleigh, 49 in Fayetteville. Of course, over here in Durham at the DBAP is Festival of Lights, and not happening tonight, but boy, this is going to be something you may want to catch over the weekend. The weekend temperatures will be festively chilly, but we're looking at dry for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is actually looking a little bit iffy. We'll take a look at that coming up. Chilly out there. Temperatures are running almost 20 degrees colder this morning than they were yesterday, so heading out to walk the dog is going to feel different. And the afternoon will feel different too. We made it into the almost into the 70s yesterday, and we're looking at 50s for this afternoon. We get into the deep freeze really over the weekend, especially for the overnight lows. I'll show you when we drop into the 20s.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Elizabeth. A recall alert to tell you about this morning. Walmart recalling more than 200,000 camping stoves because they are at risk of exploding or catching fire. This impacts the Ozark Trail Tabletop 1 burner camping stove. This is it here. The manufacturer says there have been 26 reports of explosions or fires. At least 16 people have been injured, including second-degree burns. They were sold at Walmart stores and online nationwide between March of 2023 and October of this year. If you have one, you should stop using it and return it to Walmart for a full refund. Well, we are just a few hours away from one of the most watched television events of the year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. A 9-year-old Apex student will be one of those people watching it live. Andrew was born with a cleft lip and cleft palate known as a craniofacial difference. It's his biggest wish to meet Santa at the parade. The Magical Moments Foundation is making that wish come true. Andrew told us this wish is not just about sharing his Christmas list with the big guy.
I wanted to tell him that I hope all other craniofacial difference kids have a Merry Christmas. I hope people think like, wow, this kid really believed in himself and his wish came true. So I think I should believe in myself and good things will come to me in life.
Oh my goodness, he is so sweet. And don't forget, you can watch the 99th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade live right here on WRAL. Hoda Kotb joins her former Today colleagues Savannah Guthrie and Al Roker to host the beloved Thanksgiving Day tradition. Coverage begins at 8:30 this morning. And another Thanksgiving tradition today, the National Dog Show. We can't forget about that. It began in 1879 and has been held annually since 1933. And this is the 24th year it has been televised on NBC. Mark Barger talked to the show's host about how it came to be and how it's flourished.
That goal is that Best in Show ribbon.
When the film comedy Best in Show debuted 25 years ago,
he went after her like she's made out of ham.
It gave an NBC executive an idea, and he reached out to John O'Hurley.
Phone rang, I picked it up and I said hello, and on the other end was John Miller going, woof, woof.
And out of that conversation,
hello everyone, happy Thanksgiving,
came what has become a new holiday tradition.
We take great pride in what we do every Thanksgiving Day for all the families that are gathered around waiting for the turkey to come out.
Nearly 2,000 of the top dogs in the country.
Thursday will mark the 24th year that O'Hurley and David Fry have co-hosted the National Dog Show presented by Purina, with Mary Carrillo offering...
There he goes again. Always wanted to get attention, that one.
...her own unique slant on the proceedings.
They are the only athletes I've ever covered that, I get to hug and they get to lick my face.
This year, the Danish-Swedish farm dog debuts among the 202 breeds competing for the 2025 crown.
The Alaskan Malamute, the Siberian Husky.
A golden would make everybody happy. A great show dog makes all of us happy.
It makes for a day that, despite its unlikely roots, has carved its own Turkey Day niche.
But everybody has a smile on their face, and it's a testament to what dogs are in our lives. They make us smile.
And that is a win by any measure. Mark Barker, NBC Entertainment.
Well, as the holiday shopping season gets started, there are a few dates to remember if you want to get your gifts in time for Christmas. Cards and gifts should be sent by December 17th for Ground Advantage and First Class Mail. For Priority Mail, that's December 18th. And for Priority Mail Express, December 20th. Philip Bogenberger says mail carriers are going to be putting extra time in this year to make sure your packages and cards arrive on time.
Our carriers are going to be delivering earlier in the morning and later in the evening, especially as we move further into the holidays. So we do ask our customers to feel free to leave a porch light on, and definitely, a clear path to the mailbox for their safety.
And if you are shipping with FedEx, Ground Economy Service packages will need to be mailed by December 15th. Well, if you're getting ready to brave the malls in our area for Black Friday, don't worry, we have you covered here. We have a look at opening times across our area. Crabtree Valley Mall, Triangle Town Center, and Cross Creek Mall all open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. The streets at South Point will open at 9. And here's a look at some of our big outlet mall stores at the Carolina Premier Outlets in Smithfield, and the Tanger Outlets in Mebane they open at 6 a.m. Well, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is here this morning as parts of the country dealing with winter weather this Thanksgiving. Parts of the Midwest at risk for that rare thunder snow. Look how excited she
Oh, boy.
is.
That is something that meteorologists get super excited about.
Yes.
This is video from Ohio from a few years ago, and you can see that lightning. Now, that's something that we would very rarely see here. But around the Midwest, when we see a lot of activity around a storm, it's a really strong storm. It's really the same thing as a regular thunderstorm. It's just colder. And so, but typically when we have systems that bring snow, we don't see that same sort of energy in the atmosphere. Let's take a look at what's going on up here in the upper Midwest. This is where we could see some thunder snow over the next day or so. We do have a strong system, a cold front, and that's where some of that can happen. Obviously, it's not going to happen for us. That same cold front slid across our area yesterday. We are going to see the cold air, but definitely not the frozen precipitation. Look at that. Minneapolis at 24 right now, 30 in Chicago and Cleveland, and our temperatures here have dropped to the mid 40s this morning. We take a live look at Goldsboro, where it is so pretty this morning with all the holiday lights, 46 degrees, and our temperature even at lunchtime is still in the 40s. We're going to drop a little bit, upper 30s to low 40s in some places. There it is, 39 already in Roxborough. That cold air is still pushing in behind the front, so temperatures will drop this morning, especially with the clear skies, probably all the way until around 7 a.m. Still 49 in Fayetteville, as well as Goldsboro and Rocky Mount and Wilson. We take a look at temperatures a little bit closer to we'll take a look at our 24-hour temperature change, which is anywhere from 15 to over 20 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Our high temperatures for this afternoon, if you're going to be heading out for a stroll after your Thanksgiving meal, 53 in Raleigh, 51 in Durham, and 56 degrees in Fayetteville. 78 is the warmest Thanksgiving day on record back in 1985, and the coldest, 23 in 1970 and 2002, and the snowiest was way back in 1912. Chris Michaels has a story about that on WRAL.com. Tomorrow morning, 28, Saturday morning, 24, and 31 on Sunday morning. So we have some very cold air coming our way. On Friday morning, we were talking about when the malls open. Those temperatures are going to feel like low 20s if you're headed out early tomorrow morning. Both Friday and Saturday, highs are only in the 40s. And then we turn a little wetter to start next week, and the chilly air arrives. We'll talk more about our chances for rain coming up.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Dinner and a movie. A look at some of the best Thanksgiving films for movie lovers. Welcome back on your Thanksgiving morning, 4:55, as we take a live look over the DBAP. How fun are those lights there? Well, if you are missing a big, crazy Thanksgiving gathering this year, or you're trying to escape one, here's a host of holiday-themed movies available for streaming. David Daniel has your Thanksgiving Film Festival in the Hollywood Minute.
Had a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat and ended up with an amazing pile of garbage.
And we decided that it would be a friendly gesture for us to take the garbage down to the town dump.
Arlo Guthrie's song Alice's Restaurant is a traditional Thanksgiving listen. This year, check out the 1969 movie, also starring Guthrie, After Cleaning Up Your Own Implements of Destruction.
When you go home, do you look around and wonder, who are these people?
Where did I even come from?
Director Jodie Foster brought a great cast home for the holidays, including Holly Hunter, Anne Bancroft, Charles Durning, and Robert Downey Jr.
We're going to have a very nice time.
You don't actually believe that.
It's possible, I think, yes.
You don't get along, do you?
Not at all, never have.
Katie Holmes tries to impress her estranged parents, played by Oliver Platt and an Oscar-nominated Patricia Clarkson, by hosting Thanksgiving in Pieces of April.
I've decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground.
Even if your dinner's a disaster, it's probably not in the same league as the Thanksgiving camp play in Addams Family Values.
I was on my way home to spend a nice holiday with my family. Instead, I'm in a motel bed with a stranger.
And sometimes the true meaning of Thanksgiving is the friends we make along the way, as Steve Martin and John Candy learned in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Finishing off the pumpkin pie in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Those are some great options. Well, Thanksgiving travel, whether you are taking to the roads or the skies, we have everything you need to know before getting to your holiday destination. Plus, that National Guard shooting, 2 guardsmen in critical condition this morning, the attack, and new information about the suspect. Also, insurance dispute. UNC Health and Cigna Insurance have not made a deal the Monday deadline before 65,000 members lose coverage.